Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, your voice of the Octagon, and you're listening to MMA Mental.
Okay, we are now joined by Pearl Gonzalez. She'll be fighting at XFC 22 in just over a week's time. She'll be facing Susie Montero in the co-main event. How are you feeling going into this fight?
I'm feeling great. Everything has gone, extremely well. Camp was great, is great. Diet is on point, weight's on point. I couldn't feel any better right now.
What are we now? Are we about 10 days out from the fight, is that right?
Yep.
So
about 10 days.
How much weight do you have to cut then in those 10 days?
About 5 pounds, give or take, if that, honestly. After a workout, I'm usually within 4 pounds of weight. So
really, that's not a lot at all, is it? You've got yourself bang on then for where you need to be at this stage.
Absolutely. I started really early. As soon as I found out about the fight, I really cut down on, all the junk I was eating and got really strict right away, because I wanted the easiest weight cut as possible. So I'm really glad I did that. This is the first time that I've actually been so strict and so disciplined and dedicated to my diet, and it's doing wonders for me.
What kind of how long is your training camp for a fight like this, or how long has your training camp been?
The training camp has been about 2.5 months long total, I would say. But I was still training. I was in the gym every single day, even before the fight. So, but the actual training camp was about 2.5 months. And
how has the training camp gone?
It's going great. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of great women at several different gyms. I've also had the opportunity to work with a lot of different coaches. So, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really strong, well-rounded. I couldn't ask for anything more right now.
Now, talking a little bit about the promotion, obviously you'll be fighting with XFC. How big of an opportunity is this, fighting in the co-main event for XFC, which is obviously going to be live on Access TV? How big is this for you?
This is like my dream come true. I have been working very hard for a long time on becoming a pro fighter and fighting on a big organization on TV, and this is just it, So this is surreal to me. It is a blessing, I feel like all my hard work has finally shown itself. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. XFC is a great promotion. Even before signing with them, I had heard nothing but great things about them. I've always followed them and watched all their female fights. So just to be able to be a part of this is just amazing.
I think it's fair to say as well at the moment, women's MMA is growing really fast with Invicta FC, with what XFC are doing. How exciting is it to be part of MMA at this time, knowing how much emphasis is being put on women's MMA at the moment?
It's extremely exciting, I started in mixed martial arts when I was 11, so back then, we were kind of given a hard time at being, I was a girl then, but just women in general. It wasn't that popular, there would be 2-3 women, if that, in a jiu-jitsu tournament or in any kind of tournament. So to see how many women are just getting into this, more and more each day, to see how many younger girls at my gym are training, it's awesome. I'm at the right place at the right time. I'm in the prime of my career. MMA is like blowing up right now, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see this, and I can't wait to see where women's MMA goes, after I'm done fighting, I think that we are just breaking through the door, and the door has not even opened yet. So I cannot wait to see what the future holds for us women fighters.
Is it exciting as well? Does it give you a little bit of security seeing how much emphasis XFC are putting on women's MMA? Because obviously they've signed quite a lot of fighters recently. They're still recruiting for more talent. Does it make you feel better knowing they're putting that much into building up a women's division?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
Yeah, sorry. Is it exciting? Does it make you feel secure knowing that XFC are putting so much into the women's division? They've signed quite a lot of new fighters recently. They're still looking to recruit more female fighters. How does it make you feel knowing they're putting so much emphasis on the women's division?
It feels great. Said even before coming and signing with XFC, I had always heard nothing but great things about John Prisco and XFC and how well they treated their fighters, and now to see how many women they're adding, it's definitely, it makes me feel great and secure. I know that I'm with the right promotion. I was having a very hard time getting an opportunity to even get a fight, after my debut, and, John taking me in is just been surreal to me again. And I think that he really believes in us, and it feels great to be a part of an organization that believes in fighters, period, and females as well. So I cannot wait to see what this year brings. I know there's a lot of great things coming, with the 2 new female, fights being added to each show. I cannot wait. I'm excited.
Is this your second pro fight? Is that correct?
Yes, my second professional fight.
But you've got quite a lot of amateur fights, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went 8-1 as an amateur.
Yeah, I was just looking at your resume. I noticed as well you've got quite a lot of round 1 submission armbars, so is that your game? You love to get in there and look for the submissions.
I don't necessarily look for them. Like, I don't ever go into a fight saying I'm going to submit them with an armbar. I never have done that. It's just kind of the way the fight went through. I will do whatever I can to win a fight. I'm not going to I don't want this. I'm not going to pick and choose my wins. What is presented to me is what I will take. And so it's kind of always felt that way where, it just so happened I seen an armbar, or it was there for me calling my name, and I took it. But it was never planned. I just go in to win, and that's all I go into each and every fight, is just trying to win.
Out of your amateur fights, have you got any favourite fights that jump out to you?
I'm sorry?
Out of your amateur fights, have you got any of those fights that any of them stand out to you as being a favourite fight?
How many amateur fights do I have?
Sorry, out of your amateur fights, do any of them stand out to you as a favourite amateur fight?
Oh, favorite amateur fight. Let's see here. I will remember one. I believe it was like my 3rd or 4th amateur fight against Kelly Suleimani. She was an extremely tough girl. She had actually came in overweight, like 10 pounds overweight, and we decided to go ahead and go through with the fight. And she had it was at my gym, so it was in my hometown, and she had 80 fans there that were screaming, and they had signs like knock her out, and they booed me when I walked into my gym. So it was extremely, tough, and I had a lot of pressure going, and she was so much stronger than me. But I ended up coming through with, I think that was a TKO. And the crowd, we had a lot of our fans there as well. The crowd went crazy, and they were chanting the name of my gym and my name, and it was an awesome feeling. So I would have to say that was my favorite amateur fight there.
I was going to say, talking about when you're walking out, the booing, how did that affect you?
The what? How did what affect you? I'm sorry.
When you were walking out in your own gym and you were being booed by the away crowd, how did that affect you?
It didn't affect me. It was nerve-wracking, and I remember being so mad after the fight, but at that given point, that was another reason why that fight was so memorable, is I just remember being extremely focused. Like, I was in my own zone. There was nothing getting in my way. She was strong. She was, she got a couple good ground and pound hits on me, and I just stood focused. I just made sure that I knew I did what I had to do, and so it didn't affect me right then and there, but it definitely affected me afterwards. I was like, I couldn't believe I got booed in my own gym, and, but at that given moment, no, thank God.
And what was it like at the end when you heard all those people cheering your name? That must have been such a buzz.
It was, it was just like, oh my gosh. I've got people that believe in me, and that, they're just as excited as I am. I was like, it was crazy for me, but it also felt great at that moment. It was, the most amazing feeling ever to see all these people screaming my name and cheering for me. There must have been 1,000 people in that small gym, so it was awesome. It was a great feeling.
Now, moving forward then, if we come back to your fight in just over a week. Now, you're facing Susie Montero. Obviously, she's a very tough opponent. How do you feel about fighting Susie?
I feel great and honored to have the opportunity to fight anybody. And, of course, Susie Montero, I think that she's a great fighter. As I said before, I respect her. I know she's coming in to win. I know she's coming in to get aggressive, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for this opportunity. So I feel good about it. I feel great.
I think it's a very interesting fight as well, because obviously Susie trains with American Top Team, and she's also got a victory over Kim Couture, which is quite a big name in women's MMA. So does that kind of spur you on that much more to get that win, and knowing that's going to raise your stock so much if you beat somebody like Susie?
I think that any win right now is vital for me. I need a win. And of course, Susie's my next opponent. She's the next person standing in my way. So absolutely. I try not to look at, the Kim Couture and the whole big name thing. That doesn't matter. When the cage door closes, all that matters is that her and I are right in front of each other, and whoever wants it more and who's going to work harder for it is who's going to get it. So, I'm just excited to have the opportunity. I can't wait to showcase my new skills that I've learned.
Well, all I can say, it's been brilliant to chat with you today, Pearl. I really appreciate you coming on. Obviously, I wish you all the luck for the fight. But before I do let you go, I'd like to just give you a chance to do some shout-outs. You want to shout out any friends, family, sponsors, or anybody you want to shout out at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to give a big shout-out to Throat Punch Industries, a company that's taking life by the throat. They are doing just so much for me. I'm so grateful how hard they're working for me, making sure that, everything on their end for me and this upcoming fight is getting done. So I'm so grateful for that. I'd like to thank Junior's Bar. I'd also like to thank Modest Skate Shop. They're great sponsors, worked with me for a while. I'm so grateful for them. ARS Management, my management team is doing a phenomenal job with getting everything together. I'd like to thank all of my gyms, my coaches, Master Bob Shermer with Combat Joe, Steve Malagusis at the Functional Athlete, Alex at MTC, Freddie Cuevas at LA Boxing, all my teammates for working with me and helping me get ready for this. I'd also like to thank, my family and my fiancés, everyone supporting me. My Aunt Denise is just doing an amazing job making sure everything gets done that needs to be done, so that I can stay in the gym and stay focused. So I also like to thank you. Thank you for having me on the show. I feel, honored to be on here.
Absolute pleasure, Pearl. It's been a real pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you all the luck for just over a week's time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool. Hopefully get a chance to speak to you again in the future. Thanks, Pearl.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And you. Bye.
Bye-bye.